So this is a Coachman Amara 382. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. On the front of the van, you've got your hitch, handbrake and jockey wheel. This is something we'll go through inside here in person. Front locker, you've got your gas locker with your gas bottle tie downs either side. Your gas regulator up at the top with the yellow shut-off valve on the side of it. And then you've got a gas valve on top of the bottle itself. Down the side there, you'll see the water pump, which I'm going to take with us to show you how that works. And also you've got your grey waste pipe in the front locker there as well. So, with your water pump, I'll come back to this box here in a minute. But your water pump, very simply, the pump end here will drop into the acque roll, and the pump connection here will connect to the side of the van. So you pull back the blue trigger and push it into the side of the van and lock it into place. Like I said, that end will be in the acque roll itself. I'll show you the rest of the filling procedure when we go inside the van. In the locker here on the side is your battery box with your 110 amp battery in there and a mains power lead connection. Again, I'll show you that while you're here on site. And then on each corner of the van, you've got your wind down legs through that little hole just there. As I said, water pump connection. Just here on the van, you've got your gas flue for the heating and hot water system. You will need to remove this cover if you're ever using the van on gas at all. So you pop it up from the bottom and pop the cover off, so it allows the vent to atmosphere. And then you've got your motor mover, motor mover, sorry, on the back wheel, on the back of the wheel, and your wheel nuts, which we'll go through in person, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts while you're here on site. The flush tank for the toilet system here takes 3.5 litres of water, and you will need to fill that when you get on site. So 3.5 litres of water in there and a cap full of the pink fluid. Below that, then you've got the toilet cassette itself, which you open up the buttons on here. The cassette itself releases on this yellow handle at the bottom, so you pull it up and pull it towards you. And you've got your neck here that turns out to empty the waste out through here. Through here you'll also put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid before use. And on the back of the toilet cassette itself is a yellow pressure relief button. So when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and sputter back at you. On the back of the caravan, coming out the back, you've got your wind down legs on either side, where you've got the little cutouts in the bumper. And then you've got your grey waste pipe holes at the back there, so your waste master will go down on the floor, then you'll connect your grey waste pipes into each of those on the side. So on the door side of the caravan, again you've got your wind down leg, barbecue gas point, storage locker which goes underneath the seat at the front of the van, and then you've got a 3-pin plug in the side of the van also, so you can plug power, or so you can run a lead out to your awning if you're on a 240 site. Then you've got your fridge vents on the side of the van also. Come inside the van. So we're now on the inside of the van, and what I'm going to run through first is how to fill the water system. But before we do that, above the door, you've got your master power switch, which when you connect it to mains, you can turn on. Your lights are on the switch just here. Water pump, which I'll come back to in a moment. Battery voltmeter in the centre there, and your awning light, which is on the outside of the van. So to fill the water system, you come underneath the seat on the far side of the van, and in this cupboard somewhere, he says, is a yellow valve for draining down the water system. So the drain down valve I'm talking about is actually behind this brown pipe just down here. It's on the floor of the van. When it's parallel with the floor, that is your drain. That'll be your fill position, and when it's pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, that is the drain position for the water system. So what you can do is, once that is sorted and you've got the valve in the correct position, which is parallel with the floor, you can come over to the control panel above the door. Oh, sorry, come to your taps first, sorry. Open up the taps on the hot side, as you can see here. That's completely open on the hot side. The same as your sink in the bathroom and the shower itself. I would advise that you put the shower head down onto the floor so it doesn't spray everywhere inside the van. What you can then do at that point is turn on the water pump itself. So you can come to the control panel, turn on the water pump, and it will start filling the water system on board the van. Once the water system's full, the water will continuously run out the taps. And when it's done that, and when it is continuously running out, you can then shut off each of the taps and go to the water heating itself. The water heating itself is controlled on these two switches down by the seat, underneath the seat on the right hand side of the van at the front. The switch on the right hand side, this one here, is the electric water heater. So a bit like an immersion boiler at home, you have to turn it on the switch just there. And then on the left hand side, you've got your option to run the heater on gas. Now it's very simple to do. You've got the dial just here, you've got the off position where the 0 is, and to ignite it you simply turn the grey dial on the outside round to the flame symbol. Once it has ignited, you'll get a green light appear, and if that green light stays lit without a red light coming up next to it, then the pilot light is on and it's starting to warm up. On gas you can control the temperature between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. Next to that, you have the switch. You have the mains trip switches here, and the 12 volt fuses, and down the side of them, each one is listed of what the fuse is for. If you want to use the electric heater on board the van, so you can heat the caravan up, on the cupboard next to on the cupboard side, which is the wardrobe, sorry, should I say, you have this dial just here, and depending on what site you're on, you can select either 500, 1000, or 2000 watts of power. So as you can see, select 500 watts, the green light will appear just behind here, and then you can control the temperature of the heater on this dial. Like I said, it will depend on what site you're on to what setting you can set it to down the side here. If you want to use the heater on gas, again that's very simple to do. You've got the gas dial on top, you turn it around between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter button on the right hand side. Once it has ignited, you'll get a pilot light in this window down the side here, and that pilot light will show you that it has ignited and it's ready to go. Once it has ignited, I would advise that you hold down the valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds to allow the thermocouple to warm up, then slowly release the gas valve, and then you can control the temperature on the dial on top. To turn off the gas supply, you spin it back round to the 0 position just here, and that is the gas supply turned off. If you wish to use the caravan on blown air, you've got the fan speed on this dial on top. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater, and if you want it on blown air, you'll flick the valve over to the wave symbol here, and that'll be continuous blown air. And if you wish to put it on automatic blown air, so it kicks in and out with the thermostat, you can put it on the A on the right hand side. The fridge behind me, I'm going to come to next. Turn the fridge on, you've got power on. As you can see, the display will light up. At the moment it's trying to ignite on gas. The pilot light is the blue light just here on the gas system. If it does fail to ignite, you would need to bleed the gas out on the hob, so essentially light the hob and let it burn for a few moments, then try and reignite it on here. If it does fail to ignite, it will come up with an error code 9 and a spanner symbol just here. When you're on gas or mains, you can control the temperature of the fridge on the button on the right hand side. To change the power supply you're using, press the grey button on the left hand side, and as you can see here, it's now gone to mains power, and like I said, you use the temperature control on the right hand side. When you're towing, you can use the fridge as a cool box, so you can put it onto 12 volt mode, and what that essentially let you do is plug it into the car and the fridge will work as a cool box. It won't completely chill the fridge, but it will be better than warm beers when you get on site. The cooker, self-explanatory, works like your household cooker. Just remember that the lid is a tempered glass lid, so if you do put it down while the hob is still hot, it will potentially smash. You've got your igniter on the front, as you'd expect to see. The washroom itself, the shower and sink, very simple to use. The toilet is a pump flush on that handle that says Thetford on it, which you pump up and down. And then you've got your grey waste flap handle here, or your waste flap handle just here, that you can see at the bottom, and you need to open that flap up to allow the waste to go into the toilet cassette and the bottom window itself. Now if you have any further questions on the Coachman 382, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.